You don't have the books yet? Get them now. Drive through RPG within the Ring of Fire. You want to have a better look? You can go download the character mask, character sheet, for free right now. It's fillable. You can have a look at it, have a better understanding of it, watch the videos, learn more about it, learn about Kavega Thale, get your mind immersed in the singeing flame. The physical copies, drive through RPG, or you can hit your main man up and get a bundle on PDF deals. That's what you want to get a hold of to save yourself some money. Also, you can check out Raw Immersive Games, like the page, and join the group. Today, Monster Ecology Freyaen. Halfway between angels and fairies lies the Freyaen. They are the children of light and dream. The Freyaen are the other side of the reflection from the Mihan-Gi, ever so close to their dark cousins. They are the light, the daydream, the flower. They live in Rottalan, in Kavega Thale. They are people who appreciate beauty and art and peace. But they have not had very much peace in their history. It seems they're always at war with themselves, with the Freyaen, with the Mihan-Gi, perhaps with other forces still yet to come. Soon enough, for cycles shall play out, and events shall transpire. There's been a long history of bloodshed and war. The Freyaen are best known for using copper weapons, as they have a acute dislike for the gifts of Tuhul. Being the first victims of Tuhulian blood iron forged by Freyaen priests in those days of their great wars, they were a species nearly pushed to extinction by the Freyaen of the south as they sought to conquer their land and take all their gold. Freyaen loved gold. They love having it near them, for gold is the blood of Hormaz. It's the blood of the sun, and the sun is dead. Yet its corpse still floats in the sky, casting down light. They love to have that blood near them, close to them. Though some do succumb to that same greed that captivated the mind of the Freyaen, they have a different demeanor generally towards things, a gentler, a kinder, a more sacred connection to that blood. For the sun itself dictates so much about them. They do not have remnants of different races amongst their stock. They're only one. They are down from the line of Freya, their first queen, forged by the hand of their goddess. And in their land, children who are born under the high sun have golden hair and golden skin. They are perfect and they are beautiful, and they are known to be touched with greatness, conferred near instant celebrity status upon them. For wherever they go, regardless if you know them or not, you know they are good, they are noble, and they are honorable. And the further one gets from that high, glorious sun. And remember, suns are very different. There are days where there's nothing but night or dawn or dusk. There are days, though, when the noon sun shines down for many, many, many hours. And in those days it is good for a Freyaen child to be born. Though I'm not going to tell you the secret of what happens when a Freyaen is born at night. Not here. But perhaps one day. I will tell you what happens when a Freyaen is born in those early hours, those hours when the hues of El Psalm, the pinks and purples and oranges of the dawn are upon the world. They call them Dagataka, dawn touched. Many say a dawn touched is themselves just as bad as a succubi, and they are not trusted. They are known to be unscrupulous, horrible creatures, out to corrupt, defile, and betray their own people. Do not trust the Dagataka, for they are not worthy of trust. Do not extend such things to them, or they will bite that hand. Do not extend protections to them, and those who wish to bring their end, turn away, and let such things be, all for the better of the world. The Freyaen born during that time are marked. Their skin is porcelain white. Their eyes or hair often are pink, one or both. And that is something that is so difficult to hide. Succubi, the spiritual servitors of El Som, a kindly goddess at one point in her life. She is now consumed with spite. I will tell you her story in another video. But I will tell you this. Her succubi, who once guarded children, now seek only to inflame the passions of the Freyaen. For the Freyaen follow anorexia, which puts them at peace with themselves. They do not war with their own emotions. They focus on tranquility, for that is the way of their goddess. And when they are in a tranquil state, they cannot be harmed. They cannot be injured by the spiritual predations of their enemies. They have focus and clarity. Yet, the more emotion that's placed upon them, the more difficult such states are to remain in. The succubi often attack them through sexual suggestion and enticement before their true nature is revealed. And that nature is a horror. For the succubi want nothing more than to take the Freya's golden souls, for El Som wants them. For El Som knows she is responsible for the death of her parent, Mazda, the sun, and it wishes to bring back its resurrection through the souls of the Freyaen, to collect them one after another, like hot baseball cards off the shelf. She collects them and saves them, but she does not trade them. She keeps them there, ready, waiting for one day to bring back resurrection, to end her banishment, at least hopefully in her own mind. Oh, perhaps in the light of the world she would not even recognize what she has become in her brutal spite. And such spite is often taken out on the Freyaen, who are becoming more and more our mortal enemy. And they fight against her. And the closer to noon one is born, the closer to dawn indicates your social position in life, indicates many, many things about you, where you can serve, how high a position you can ascend to. But also, the Freyaen are a strictly matriarchal society. Men may not hold titles of any worth or significance, and are considered to be far the weaker gender. In fact, male Freyaen are smaller than female Freyaen. They're viewed as weak, needing to be taken care of. And this can often put Freyaen females in a very interesting position when they meet masculine species that are dominated by males, I should perhaps say. Create a very interesting scenario. They are a species that has a distinctly Egyptian and Nordic flavoring to them. They are known to use kopeshes as a weapon entrenched in their culture, and they often use copper, as even iron is so reminiscent of Tehul that it is problematic in their mind. They also dislike silver, though they love gold. There are weapons made of gold, and through tremendous powers, even light itself can be woven into weapons by the Freyaen, who have learned to do such things by their tremendous weavers of light, investing such things into quilted jerkins, into blades, into other items of the high, powerful, mystical aspect and the mystical relationship that they have to the dreams that happen during the day. They are, of course, also the mortal enemies of the Mihangi. They are beset upon all sides. Succubi, the Mihangi, Farum, despise them. And there is typically violence when a Mihangi, or when a Freyaen is near a Mihangi, or near a Farum, or Succubus, or a Palfar. So they can be very, very interesting in that regard. Though they have developed a very close relationship to ogres. In fact, simply being in the presence of a Mihangi can soothe the eternal rage that smolders and burns inside an ogre's soul. A lot of ogres like that. And a lot of ogres don't like that. So, it can create an immediate, instant plot hook idea of how the ogre will react. Will they accept the Freya's ways and learn their culture and love it, and perhaps even live in Rotterdam? The only other species that lives there of sapient caliber are ogres. Were first introduced to them on the battlefields by the Freyaen. The Freyaen used them as shock troops. And now there are couples of ogre and Freyaen, both fairies, who find love, who find strength, tranquility, and happiness in each other's arms. And that can be a tremendously beautiful story, for it's the stories of passions, of hates, of loves, of faith. You've got to have faith. And you've got to have it when the gods themselves are real, or other things besides gods that you can believe in. So the Freyaen have an extremely interesting, I don't want to go through all of it here, but a very interesting history in terms of military victories and losses, of the way that their country over the many cycles has changed and transformed from shapes and what they have lost. They are ideal for many sagas, and for others they are not, but yet there can still be very interesting ways in which members of species that disdain each other may find common ground, and they may find that ground commonly falling away from them at any single moment. So it's always a careful thing to select your species when you are playing within the Ring of Fire, a game designed to tell dark stories, true stories, stories of an adult nature, not stories of meeting a Tarrasque in a bar and forming an adventuring party. They are designed in a way to entice and interest female gamers, and through an ever slightly escalating hard slant they have on them, I've found them so far from the feedback we've received to be many male gamers' absolute favorite of the species. If you like to play a male who's oppressed, who has to fight from underneath and scrape and claw for everything he has, and perhaps even leave and explore the world on his own terms and other cultures, the Freyaen can be a wonderful species for you to portray. And if you want to play a female who has the ability to command respect from even a Vigish male, the Freyaen might be for you. They have very interesting fighting abilities and a great reverence for the history of their people. They even have a relationship with a particular kind draconic lizard named a cockatrice, which they have used as pets and as mounts, and one of the many reasons that other species are quite nervous to enter Rotterdam.